What's going on, guys? Made it out today. We are in Albuquerque. We're going to hit up, it's called Suica circuit now. It used to be called Sandia Speedway. It may show up as either or online if you're interested in checking it out. Got the EG out here today. Came up with Justin. He lives up here in Albuquerque. Gonna put some laps down in the EG and see how it does up here. We're gonna test out the new radiator setup and hopefully just have some fun today. Hopefully this has a much better job of cooling. It is cooler up here. Air is a little more dense. We're a little higher elevation than where I live in El Paso. See how this car does. Hopefully have some fun and just turn some laps. I was able to come here last October, but I was only to lay down about 6 actual hot laps during that time just because it was so packed. So hopefully today I can get a lot more and just see if I can at least replicate what the CRX did. The CRX I think is a little bit better set up, but hopefully I can have a decently respectable time today. So let me get you some footage and we'll keep you guys updated throughout the day. Alright guys, after doing 2 sessions today, I didn't see a temperature of more than 190 on my water temp gauge, which obviously is a big plus. I was getting up at the last event. I'll link that video up here in the right corner. I was getting up to like 212, 215 because it was hitting we have a safety on Honda. It kind of puts me into limp mode, but I didn't see above 190 with the radiator on there, and I was pushing it. It's pretty hot out today. I'll see what the temperature looks like, but it seems to be working very well. I don't see any leaks and I'm happy. The car is running well. I was able to trim off 1 second from my personal best that I had in the CRX last year, and then my second session also in the I ran 141 as well, and I got a little squirrely on one of the last corners. I think I'm overheating the tires a little bit, but super fun track. Car is easy to drive. I think with more mods, maybe upgrades to spherical, some other stuff here and there. I'm still on the Max Speed and Rods coilovers, by the way, and they're solid for what they are. I don't have any issues. The car seems to handle really well. Something to consider if you're building like a simple track car to begin with, but they are doing all right out here. So we made it back home. That for me is about a 500, looks like I put like 540 miles round trip, which isn't bad at all. It only takes about 4 hours to get to Albuquerque from here in El Paso. So something I'd definitely like to go visit more often. Track is a lot of fun. I definitely have a lot to improve on and learn. But I think the biggest takeaway from this car is upgrading the brakes. I am still on the DX Knuckles. I have no idea what pads are in there. It's now starting to, I don't know if it's there. It's starting to like scratch a little bit somewhere. I think it's one of the rear drums. That's right. I still have the stock drums on here as well. So the car could really benefit from some suspension upgrades, I think, the most. We've done a few here, which of course being the Max Speedy Rods T7 coilovers, and I have zero complaints. I've tracked them 4 times this year, and the car has done well. I mean, the rebounds there, it's not too stiff, it's not too hard. It has felt really, really nice on the coilovers. Let's see how they perform maybe on 1 or 2 more events the rest of the year, and then we'll check them for any leaks. Or I also want to pull the spring off and check the rebound on each individual shock itself, see if they come up at the same time, if one's maybe weaker than another. That'll be a cool thing to look at, but I think the suspension upgrades can make the biggest improvement. The radiator worked flawlessly, had 0 issues. If you look back on some of the temps in there, and it looks like mid-90s is the highest it got to. And mind you, we'd be on track. Each session usually lasts about 9-ish minutes or so, and there's 3, maybe almost 4 laps you're pushing it. When the laps are about, well, for me, they're about 1 minute and 40 seconds long. And I'm pushing it the entire time. So the radiator worked perfectly fine. The hoses I have no issues with. I think it would be cool to have the AN fittings and the nicer looking hoses, but you know, these are both brand new. Well, this one's brand new, like back in March. And this one only 2 weeks old. New hoses I shouldn't have any issues with. I like the fact that the bigger diameter. 0 issues with the radiator. Now I ran a little bit faster time than, I took the CRX up there last October, and we had an event before that event that I went to, and unfortunately between events the brake booster had gone bad, so it was a lot tougher trying to modulate the brakes and just kind of get used to it with the booster being gone. And I was able to run a 142 in this car at the track. Hopefully I would have been a little faster, being it's just a little bit better built suspension wise and brake wise, but that's all I was able to lay down. And then in my first session, just having the experience from the track and knowing a little bit better, I was able to lay down a 141 flat, which was 1 second faster. And then during the time attack, I ran a 140.5, which is another ½ second faster. So I think with both cars, this car running a little better now, and this one with a little bit better braking, and just knowing the track and learning it, I think I hopefully can get into the sub 30s. The quickest car in A class that day was 135, and there was a handful in the I think 2 135s, a couple 137s. So I guess to be fairly competitive, you would need to be like mid 130s in A class, but hopefully we can get into the sub 40s. That's my goal. Maybe a 38-ish eventually, but we'll see. I just want to keep going up there. It's a lot of fun. Justin being really cool for the hospitality, letting me stay at his house, and just that alone is says a lot about him, and being able to shoot the shit with him for the day and a half is always really fun. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the track video. I know it was a little bit shorter. I didn't put a lot of footage on there, but I know it can be kind of the same. It's pretty monotonous watching the track videos over and over. So I just wanted to share my 2 fastest laps earlier. We'll keep moving along with this car. Hopefully we can get some more mods done, and I'd like to get it out on track a couple more times this year. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.